Welcome back, friends. Last guy here, and it's time to continue the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, voice LP. And here we are, about to investigate, finally! Oh my god, we're in part 4. We haven't even done the case yet. Like, we haven't done, like, the legal stuff. Here we go. Car. 16th of April, 1:26 p.m., Windybank's pawnbrokery. Here we are again at the scene of the crime. Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them. Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? You should go home and get some rest. Here you are, Gwegsy. Here are the representation papers. Your ladyship! Ow! I don't believe it. How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? I salute you. That is good work, that is. I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue. Whoop. Glug, 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 glug. Lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, yes. I hardly feel tired at all. I'm fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. Would it be alright if we investigate the scene of the crime, then? Do as you please. You know where it happened. Through that door behind the counter. Yes, the storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Windybank and Gina. There's a dog picture right there. Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then. Will you be investigating in the storeroom as well, Inspector? If I'm perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. But there are so many articles to go through, it's taking forever. Even with the lads working round the clock. Which is a problem, because there's another case the yard needs to investigate urgently. That must be what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters before. So what I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, sunshine. Yay? Come then, let us not waste any time. Alright, time to move on. What? We can't go in there for me? Alright, okay. We just examine over to it? Look at that dog picture there. Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Gwegsy said. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Ooh, right through him. Right through the heart. Mr. Windybank, face down on the floor, with Gina beside him. As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. You must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course. And we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. Don't worry. If there are any clues in there, I'll find them. We're gonna have a way better investigator with her than with Sholmes. There, now it's been added. We could linger here a little longer, I think. Oh, Mr. Windybank. Alright, let's go in there. "16th of April, Windybank Storm." Oh god, the blood! Woo! And the gun. I didn't pick up the gun? Oh, Iris, she's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windybank's life was taken in this very room only last night. Ah! Okay, that was weird. Wait, Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? He took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer, do you? Oh my god. Well... I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. You weren't running away from me. You were running away from a 10-year-old. I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Gotta sneeze. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. Eh? Oh my god. Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't think that went very well. Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. And we have investigated into ourselves. Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Oh, Howie. Inquiring into how Mr. Sholm's operation is going. Converse. The scene of the crime. So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? Ah! You've got eyes, haven't you? Use them! It is what it looks like, nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand? So, Gwegsy, what do you make of the crime scene here? Oh my god! Full on used her! Oh yes, your ladyship, do allow me to humbly explain. Last night at shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside. The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officers doing? Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible. Oh. As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor. Thuswise. And next to the aforementioned body, we discovered a vile cutter child. You talking about Guinea? She's my friend, you know, Inspector. Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. I'm afraid to say she had the gun that was used in her hand. No! Oh no! Presumably it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. In her pocket we found the key to the door as well. What? The key to the storeroom? And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector? Correct. All of which leads to the ladyship's friend. In something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. Not to eat my unlimited fish and chips. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Chalmers' operation. Wagsy, do you know anything about Howie? Is operation finished? Is Howie alright? Is he? The thing is, don't mince your words, Inspector, please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is... No. The operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well... Out with it! Oh my god. Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. It renders the whole body insensitive. The whole body? Anesthetized? And this is just a fudge. Whole body anesthetized? Is that even possible? It means operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep. Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction. The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off. Or so I hear. And now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently. Oh my. They induced a coma. No one knows if the anesthetic's still in his system, or the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again. Howie. The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word to you. What a surprise! Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. Alright. Time to look around, and the first thing to look at is the box! Out of all the articles in the storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Ah! It's exactly the manuscript. What is it, Iris? That's the box file that my manuscript was kept in. Oh! Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Okay, what was it? My mother was a bear. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. You must check inside the box. At once. Yes. Data. Ah! It was there. Iris' story was there. Really, it was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris? Yes. I mean, of course I believed Harry when he said he deposited it here, but still. It's a relief to actually see it. Really? Because that's not a very well-hidden frown. Iris' manuscript has been entered into the court record. Well, that answers a question for Iris, doesn't it? Long unpublished story. The thing is, that answers a question for her, is like, if that's there, then how does she know about it? The Hound of the Baskervilles. Hound of the Baskervilles? How does Asada-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? I suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me. I'm sorry. Gina's representation paper. Anything in here to look at? I undersigned, agree to legal representation. In Lestrade, murder of Baker Street pawnbroker, 17th April, 10 a.m. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Alright, nothing there, okay. Nothing's out there in the corner. A gun! This is a revolver! A real one! And quite possibly the murder weapon. Used to take Mr. Winterbank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You don't want to look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Winterbank with us yesterday, didn't we? Are they going to show him walk up with... No, okay. I shall have to take my own life. Okay. It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Winterbank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired. We can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. Blood. The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line. Woo! Poor Mr. Windybank. He was a nice old man. Well, he was shot just once, through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. Aha! I may well be able to help with that. What? There's no like the side of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Wuna? I'm not going to tell you how he died horribly. Oh god. I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris. I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types. Yes, what a scientific observation. So you need this. Oh no, what is that scary-looking thing? Howie and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you can see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch. Okay. Oh, what just happened? Oh, the color of the bloodstain has changed. Yeah, does it make sense now? Yes, I think I'm starting to understand. Okay, we saw this in Phoenix Wright, didn't we? With her name's Akane in the Japanese version. What's her name in the English version? I forgot her name in the English version. Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see? Yes, how wonderful. The chemical fires combines with the blood and makes it change color. So you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in a flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Guinea would say it's bleeding great. So, whose blood are we looking at then? This must be Mr. Winterbank's blood. Yes, this is where he was shot, so there can't be any question of that. This could turn out to be a very valuable clue. So we simply must make a note of it. Isn't it a given that'd be his blood there? Let's keep testing and adding the result of other blood analysis to the portfolio. Oh, the other blood. You know, we've never seen her slap her hand. We've always seen her slap the book in her hand. As long as I have reagent left, sure. Can we run out of reagent? Can we run out of reagent? Okay, we gotta step out. I know exactly where I want to go. Yeah, look at that other blood. Where'd that blood come from? This blood is what I want to look at. Ah, look here! Oh yes, a bullet hole. And I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall. Presumably Mr. Windybank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. Ah, well. Mr. Shelms likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that. Sorry. It's all there in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, you know. Isn't that right, Iris? Ah, did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps. In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It is quite a dangerous pastime. Doesn't do it often? You shouldn't even do it once! Forget that for now, Wona. Let's examine this bullet. Gonna look at the blood, not the bullet, but okay. What's that around the bullet hole? Is it blood? Suspicious red stain on the calendar. Aha! This is where I come in! Oh, right. If the blood changes the same color as the sample from the blood storeroom, well, no, that it's Mr. Windybank's blood. Exactly! Here we go, then! It is green! It's someone else's blood! Huh? It's completely different to the color that Mr. Windybank's blood turned into in the analysis. It just goes to show, things don't always go according to plan, do they? Nevertheless, we must add this sample to the results of the other blood analysis. Blood sample's portfolio has been updated. Yeah? Look at our court record a second, see what it shows. Yeah, blue. Pop Windibank. His name was Pop. Unknown. Green. Doubt there's any other blood to look at. The wrong button. So back in we go. Don't know of any other blood to look at. Oh, I know what blood there is to look at. The problem is we don't have the... Oh, no. It's that one guy's hand. Oh! It's Egbert's hand was cut on that one thing, so there's blood on that disc. We could see whether it's green or some other color. Oh, yeah, that's something. Look at it again. Iris? Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely. Look at all these articles that have been just deposited. There was stuff full of them. I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings, look. Pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in this here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. At least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and a policeman shuffling around. Not much I can do about that, sunshine. About this, oh, can't we go? Oh, let's see if there's anything I can present to him. Can I present to him blood samples? Present the blood. Inspector Gregson, could you give me your opinion about this, do you think? We don't tend to share, sunshine, not with the general public. In that case, Gregsy, I buy some herbal tea. Glug, 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 glug. Lovely. So very much. That really hurt the spot, your ladyship. Don't mind sharing that, then. I don't think there's any... maybe the ticket box? Let's try showing on this, see what happens. Nope. Oh, there you go. Inspector, what do you make of this? Ah, what have we here, then? A redemption ticket for an article deposited here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever paper was there on hand. Yes, there's the ticket from Mr. McGilded's overcoat. The one that little dabber turned up with yesterday. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do you? No, I didn't mean to, Una's right, Wagsy. It isn't the same ticket. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. I never doubted you, your ladyship. So, what's all this about, then, if I might be so bold as to ask? This is a second ticket. A second one? It seems that Mr. McGilded, in fact, had another article in storage here at Windibanks. Ah. Is that right? I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh good, because he's ever so easy to talk to. Second option. Oh, let's do it! This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilded's overcoat. Eh? You mean to tell me? Yes, there was more than just the music box disc, it seems. I should have insisted on the lads taking it back to the yard and examining it properly. Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilded deposited another article here with Mr. Windibank. Yes, I can see it written here. A small box, was it? Do you have any idea where it is, Gwagsy? Any ideas at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGill. It could be an important clue. Well, yes, I suppose it could be. Please, stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes that are full of hope and expectation. It's too much pressure. I'll lose my marbles, I will. I'll go barking. Oh my god, it's just funny every time. There's no time for dog impressions, Inspector. Oh my god. That's enough sauce from you, sunshine. There's one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it? Oh yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months. So the small box will no longer be in here, then? That's right. It's been forfeited. Which means it could be on the shelves in front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale. Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. You're wasting your time. Oh? There are dozens of little boxes out there. Hundreds, even. We can't possibly know which one might have been McGilded's. That information's not written in the ledger. Well, I think we should at least have a look in case, just in case. Of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. This is getting old. Alright, let's move out. Time to pull out. Little boxes, you say? All over the damn place, you say? Oh, this. I'm fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are, though I'm not confident I can get it closed again. Oh yes, that's a floating stereoscope. Really? This is a stereoscope? Mrs. Shulm showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that, he used the great big contraption over there. Oh, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself. I wonder if I could make money out of these in Japan. It would be keep my toilet sparkling clean anyway. What does that mean? What does that even mean? What does that... read the history. What got into that? What does that mean? We're gonna look at this again? Alright. Green blood. It just seems wrong somehow. Oh, there are all sorts of different colors. There are pretty pinks and purples too, you know. Like I said, everyone's blood is different. I wonder what color my blood would turn out. Actually, I don't want to know. Black is nice, you devil. Let's see here. Box. Yes, this is where all the items that have been forfeited by their original owners are offered for sale. That's right. They've all got Widow price labels on them, but there are so many. I wonder if the small box this ticket was for is still on the shelf somewhere. The box that Mr. McGill had deposited here just over 2 months ago. Even if it were, finding it promises to be very troublesome indeed. There are so many boxes, it could be any one of them. Mr. Shulm said that a pawnbroker's was the safest place to store anything, more secure than a bank's vault. So perhaps the small box of Mr. McGill contains something of very great value. Well, if that's the case, he'd probably have kept it locked. So then we need to find every box of the lock and break them all open. Yeah! Oh my god! Ah! That sort of misconduct would get you arrested. I won't let that happen. Ah, this takes me back. It's been some time since I saw the sun last through me. Been a while since she's put me on my back. Okay. What about this little box? This one. Nope. Guessing you have to look at it. Oh, let's talk to the coppers. This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh! Give it down! Oh, sorry. There's a major clue just there. Really? Then we must tell Glexi at once. But as soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. Ah, they really have a tough time, the British police. That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it? No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Yeah, well, we've already seen that clue. This guy? The police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts. Every article? But that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. We've been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. We're sifting through all in shifts at least, but still. We'll be working through the night, that's for sure, and even then we'll barely have scratched the surface. A crime in a pawnbroker's. It must be every policeman's worst nightmare. It's every cop's worst nightmare, you know, a crime in a pawnbroker's. Okay. Oh my god. Look at this. Fancy music box. Do you have them when you come from, Warner? Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan. Oh well, this would be a treat. Shall we have a listen? Okay. I've heard this before. Huh. What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound? It's a beautiful sound, yes, but a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks. Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Glexi to have a word. Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, it's right there too. There's the article ledger here, and Mr. Windibank's notes, and huh? What's this? It looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind. Oh, look on the back. There's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie, show us. Blood. 15 February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposit, one gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid £1. Redemption deadline, 15th of April, 10:30 p.m. A gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think... Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Kinney redeemed yesterday. And is still wearing, which belonged to Mr. McGilded. I would never have expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. You see, Mr. Windibank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have on hand. But this photograph of a cat looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently. Oh yes, you're right, very recently. It's the same as the one Kinney gave us earlier. Of course, I was forgetting she gave us that print. Well, what are you waiting for then, Miss Naruto? Get it out. Alright, let the cogs turn. Yeah? Yeah, yes, they are exactly the same. I've got it! These two photographs had an amazing secret. A secret? What does she mean? You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know? Yes, we need you to tell us all we know about this pair of photographs. Alright, talking to her now. Pair of photographs. So, Iris, about these two photographic prints. The one we found here at Mr. Windybank's counter, and the one Gina gave us before. They're a little different. What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry. If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Yup, not exactly. They're not? Have another look at them now. Yeah, you can tell. Slightly different angle. Huh. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other? I think so. It's very subtle, though. Well, what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Oh, well, it's because they're a set, you see? No, I don't. These pair of photographs is meant to be used as a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment. Ah, stereoscope. Why do I feel as though I've heard that word before recently? Oh, yes, that's what Mr. Sholm showed us yesterday. You see, there it is, just over there. Ah, yes, of course, that magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch. Magical. Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions. What? Really? Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place? No, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful. Then I'll be able to tell you. She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain, though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene. I, for one, simply have to know. Alright, how the prints work and how to view stereoscopic prints. I guess when we're done talking, we'll be done because we're hitting 40. Have you ever considered, Warner, how our eyes see depth in the world around us? Well, I just opened them, and it works. But the reason it works is because we have two eyes. Two eyes? Shocking. If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. I have no idea. What you see with your left eye, and what you see with your right eye. Oh, okay. Ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye. Yes, the position of objects seems to shift slightly. Exactly, and in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. That's how we can sense depth in everything we see. Ah, my brain really is amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me. Ah, I think I see. So the pair of photographs consists of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right? Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick. So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'll be able to see depth in these prints? Yes, Wono. You're beginning to understand. And the stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that? Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all. You can? Really? How to view stereoscopic prints. Let's try it. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Sasada-san really loves this kind of thing. You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that? Cross my eyes? I think I can. Watch me. Let's see if you can copy. Oh my god! So Blue's Clues right now. Also looks really weird when you have a character do that. Make your eyes do this. No, don't do it, Susanna. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, God, it's gonna be weird. Alright, let me try. Are you ready, Miss Naruhodo? Oh, God! There, how's that? This is looking so goofy. Wonderful. Now it's your turn, Uno. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both sides at the same time. Yep, that's the idea. Look right there. Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed. I need a special thumbnail of this, Jinx, because this looks hilarious. This is so weird looking. Oh my god. Let me just give you a full screen of this so that you can do that. One sec. There you go. Perfect. Goofiest thing. The only thing that's missing is to be able to just hide that dialogue right there. Oh my god, it's just so goofy looking. Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try it looking at the points. Okay. Start by staring at one point and slowly crossing your eyes. You see two overlapping images like this. You try it now, Uno. I'm just going to have to give it a try, I suppose. Did the points point the two images for you? Now the next step is to put the pair of points side by side like this, and then try crossing your eyes again. Okay, can we actually do this physically? Probably not. The points should slowly merge together until... Okay. They form a new single image in the center. Oh yes! It's not how it works. I can see it in the middle now. Some things are so weird. It looks so real. Oh, I can look at it all day. I could not. I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Your turn, Luna. Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle. Like this, is it? Are we supposed to actually do it? I guess we're supposed to actually do it, like with the Switch, I guess. There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work. Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. By the way, we see everything upside down and our brain adjusts to it. It's so weird. What do you think of these stereoscopic points then, Runa? They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly. No, some people find it easier than others. But that's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we? If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here. Bam! Then set the pair of photographs in the stand at the back end. It's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now. Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these floating attractions in lots of households in the capital currently. But these little machines are so affordable. Surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them. But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case. Those freaking magic eye pictures. Stereoscopic pictures. I'd never even heard of them until yesterday. We certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. Yes. Black and white cat photograph has been entered in the court record. Can be very relevant. Okay, so I don't know what we're doing next. So, okay, let's take a look at the court record real quick. Photograph number 2. Yeah, can we scan the blood? Scan the blood, and then we'll be done. It's not a photo. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. I have noticed. The red smear, you mean? Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wonder if Sasanto-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case, yes, we need Iris. We should show this to her before we forget. Oh, we gotta show it to her. Okay, white cat photo. Alright, after we show this Iris, we're done. For today. I meant to present. Oh, that looks like blood! I would say it's from a gloved finger, almost certainly a glove made of leather. Blood-covered glove? Oh, McGilden's glove, right? Why, don't worry, Wona. You can leave the rest to me. You mean McGilden's blood? Purple. So a third person. Look at that. Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? We simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Although it would be nice to find whose blood these different colors would correspond to at some point. Well, this particular stain of blood. Oh, you've had an idea, haven't you? You know whose blood this is? I think I do. Yes, I have an idea whose blood it is. Not from the color it turned, but with a little deduction. That's right, I think it's queer. Iris, you know as well? You first, Wona. Who do you think it belongs to? Alright, I believe this is blood of... Thrice-fired Mason. Thrice-fired Mason. You don't sound very sure of yourself the way you trailed off there. Well, it was 2 months ago now in that case. And of course, I'd never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. It was definitely thrice-fired, though. The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-fired Mason. But that would mean that this bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windybanks yesterday. I'm suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at the time. So to smear blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night. Yep. No excuse. What good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. It certainly does look like a leather-gloved thumbprint, this mark. But we know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time, anywhere on his body. From which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Mr. Naruhodo, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes. But good at it. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope. Yep. Yes, I think you're right, Wona. Very well. Let's make a note of this. Details of the pawnbroker's ticket for the coat have been updated in the court record. Blood analysis data has been updated as well. Oh, something's about to happen. Dong! Crap, we gotta stop. We gotta save. Ah! Save there. Save at the clocks. Alright, that's it for now. I have fun. Hope you have fun watching. That's what's up, having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.